So when you grow up in a neighborhood and you kind of wonder what happened to all the tough guys that you grew up with. And this poem answers that question. It's called Tough Guys on Facebook. There they are, Marco, Meat Hook, Fat Freddy, Mean Gino, two of the three Bruise brothers. What are they all doing now? Fat and tattooed, gaunt and tattooed, still buff and tattooed, smiling shy or with mugshot bravado, cradling grandchildren, arms around their kids, legit and illegit. They're bewildered or posing or loving spouses or hookups or exes, or alone, hunched over the fire of a beer or a cup of Starbucks. They stare back at me baldly, but I remember their long, stringy hair of spit and slurs, lifting me rattling against a hallway locker for change, for drugs, or just because, shoving me into the trash beneath bleachers, behind auto shop, in the Worn Guns parking lot. Hard, tough, greasers, rockers, hoods. At their keyboards now, got a smoke, got a light, impact of a meaty fist in the gut. Marco could be an usher in church with that warm, holy grin. The Bruise brothers, polite funeral home employees. Fat Fred slimmed down into a gentle sag. They had jobs and they kept them or lost them, just like the rest of us. They had bosses. They took and continued to take out the trash. Someone loved them once or twice. Too old to be anyone's muscle, they muscle their way onto my computer screen. What do they want? They want to be friends. Thank you. This poem is called Parked Car. And sometimes our best friends keep us from doing stupid things, and sometimes they help us do stupid things. This is someone who helped me out. Parked car. Fred and I, drunk and stoned, drove around laughing like we did in the old days before I met Karen. Then I said, drive by Karen's. And he said, are you sure? Then he said, okay, like he was tired and didn't want to end up bailing me out again. She'd given my ring back a month ago. I knew she had a date. A car was parked where I always parked. Fred pulled in on the other side of the street. We sat there. There's no one in that car, Fred said. No lights in the house. I squinted hard through the dark, saw a head pop up above the seat, then down again. I reached for the door. There's no one in that car. We're leaving now, Fred said. He put his hand on my shoulder, gentle, firm. I turned to stone, then crumbled, wanting her and not wanting her while Fred drove me home. I held my open hand out the window against the cold wind. 40 years ago. Today, in a moment, rain changes to snow. Maybe it was Fred I'd loved that night. We'd have never called it that, and I still wouldn't to his face. That small touch during the years none of us ever touched each other. Sometimes I still drive by that spot with my wife, who doesn't know the ghost living there. We don't kiss in cars anymore. Karen married, moved away. Ah, hearts, mine and yours, yeah, all of you, the times we've given it away for chump change. The heart, the fist. If you're lucky, someone grabs your shoulder. Thank you, Detroit.
Jim Daniels, what a wonderful poet. He comes from Detroit.